The following episode of Cupquakes may not be suitable for all audiences. Content warnings can be found in the description below. Thank you. I'm content with where I'm at. Some days I'm a little bigger and some days I'm a little smaller, but overall, I think I'm happy with where I'm at. But is where I'm at okay? Let's talk about that. Whether it's leg day, cheat day, or any day, I'm Adriana and you're listening to Cupquakes. Let's face it, life is hard, and adding exercise makes it even harder. Not only that, you have mental health struggles, food challenges, and literally everything else to worry about. So here on Cupquakes, we talk about it all. I'm not where I was a year ago. I'm not where I was 5 years ago either. I'm where I'm at today. I wonder if all those years of constantly having sports practice or overexerting myself in the gym finally caught up to me. Or maybe it's just these new gym hours don't exactly fit my new lifestyle. For those that don't know, I'm a broadcast journalism major. One thing that makes this career path so difficult is consistency. There's no set time frame as to when I'm on or off the clock. I don't have the freedom to go do whatever I want to at any given point. That's not what my new life is. My life has become so sporadic and, if I'm being honest, a little bit chaotic that I don't have a true consistency going day to day. It's hard to want a normal schedule every day when I'm not promised that. Some days my work takes about 45 minutes. Other days it takes literal hours. I'm never promised a set time frame to work out. With that also comes eating. While I struggle to eat sometimes, I've gotten so much better about eating. Whenever I'm not hungry or whenever I am hungry, I choose when to eat. I don't confine myself to just when the clock says I can or can't eat. I eat when I am hungry and when I want. As a result of working out less consistently and eating a bit more, I've gotten a little curvier, but I've gotten also more muscle, so I'm not worried about that. I have a tummy now, which is kind of a big thing for me, considering the fact that for years I struggled with the idea of not having a tummy. Mentally, I kind of associated that a flat tummy was the way to be perfect. I used to think, oh, once I get skinny, then all these people are going to like me. Then I'll be even better at sports. I'm going to be this and that and a cup of chai tea. I associated all of my problems and imperfections of my life to my tummy. That's kind of sad to think of life that way. Everything that goes wrong is because of the way I look. Not because of the outside factors, not because people didn't like me. No. According to me, all of my problems were because I had a tummy. I remember a couple of years ago, I was probably like a sophomore or junior back in high school. So it was definitely a bit of a ways back. I was going back and forth between my eating habits and I was finally starting to eat again. I was playing with my cousins at my grandmother's house and we were just eating a bowl of apples. So you would think, oh, she's eating healthy, she's fine. My uncle decides to go up to me and tells me directly to my face, I cannot make this up, Adriana, you know what you need to do? You need to start fasting and really focus on salads. That's what all the professional soccer players do. And honestly, I really think you losing some weight is going to help you out. I kind of froze, not going to lie. I couldn't process what was just said to me. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't think. Did he just say that to me? I had to really rethink that. I'm like, did he actually just say that to me? Talking to someone who knows all about fasting, because not good, but I kind of was fasting for a few days end on end. So I know how to fast. Don't tell me how to fast. I told him that I knew what I was doing and I decided to keep playing with the kids. But apparently he was Gandhi or something and decided to keep going and keep talking to me about what he thought I needed to do. I ignored him and just tried to go about my day, but I felt bad. If I'm being honest, I felt ugly. I felt horrible. I went home to my dad that night and I told him what happened. And let me tell you that this man, my father, was livid. He told me, don't you ever listen to your uncle. He doesn't know a damn thing about what he's talking about. You're doing everything perfectly, so I'm going to go talk to him. And as far as I know, that conversation went well, question mark? I say went well because I didn't talk to my uncle for months after that. But that's not my problem. But even then, months without talking to him, I couldn't shake that feeling. I felt like there was something wrong with my body. Was I not skinny enough? Was I not fit enough? Was I not pretty enough? Was I not enough? It's a hard bullet to bite if I'm being honest. I grew up thinking that everyone would like me just for who I was, just for me, and that I was perfect the way I was. Now I have family members telling me that I'm not perfect. I have quote unquote friends that would constantly call me the fat friend. It's a hard bullet to bite if I'm being honest. I grew up thinking that everyone was just going to like me for me and that I was perfect the way I was. But now I have family members telling me I'm not perfect. I have quote unquote friends that would constantly call me the fat friend. If I had a love interest or a crush and people found out, I would either be told I was not the type, I wasn't pretty enough, or I just wasn't what they were looking for. So I came to the conclusion that I wasn't enough. I wasn't thin enough. I wasn't skinny enough. I wasn't pretty enough. I wasn't perfect. So what changed? If I'm being honest, being alone is what helped me. When the world shut down with COVID, I still had my eating disorder. 500 calories a day on a good day, 250 on a restrictive day. I started going to therapy for my eating disorders, amongst other things. We'll get into that later. My therapist gave me a chart to write down all the foods that I loved and why I wasn't eating them. And, seeing the foods that you love so dearly and realize you're restricting yourself from eating that just because you're scared of gaining weight or you're scared of hurting your figure, that's such a sad thought to see. Do you know how hard it is to see, I love this one strawberry ice cream, and I look at the calorie count and I just wouldn't eat it? Or I'd have all these other foods that I know I love, but I refuse to eat just because I was so scared of getting a little bigger. I tried to eat a bit more, but it honestly wasn't working well. But I was trying. I really was. The biggest moment of realization, I think, was my junior year of college. I moved to Arkansas for a semester to play college ball, and I loved it for the most part. Yeah, there were days I didn't want to go to or get out of bed. There were days I didn't want to go to class, but overall I did have fun. But I also had to miss almost 2 months of everything because I got sick. And when I say sick, I mean really sick. I couldn't keep food down. I was having severe migraines. I was going to the hospital almost every other day just because the doctors wanted to keep running all these new tests. And it's hard. And no, before anyone asks, I was not pregnant. Thank you very much. I just remember that sick feeling. I felt so helpless. I felt so worthless. I felt done. I would lay in the hospital bed just thinking to myself, oh my God, what did I do to myself? I'm scared. I can't eat. I'm sick. What's wrong with me? Am I going to die? Okay, yeah, maybe I was a little dramatic, but you know what? When you're in the hospital every single day and all you see is hospital, you're not going to tell me you're not going to be a little dramatic too. So I'm going to stop you right there. My parents were really scared for me. Everyone on the team was scared. I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I didn't get better until probably the end of October, and by then I missed most of my season. At that point, I gave up. I moved back to Illinois and started school here at Eastern. I was still struggling to eat. I think I was at the point where I was eating only one meal a day, which is still better than what I was typically doing. Obviously not good, kind of better. I talked to the same therapist back in January, and I told her what other problems were starting to occur in my life. I was overwhelmed with school. My social situations were they were taking a toll. And overall, I just wasn't happy. And the first thing she asked me, so, are you eating? Of course I'm eating. I eat a ton. Unknowingly, though, I was lying about this. Really. Go through your entire day and tell me when you eat and what exactly you would eat. So I broke it down for her. Well, first I have my radio class. Then I have my regular classes. Then I go to the gym. Then the newspaper. Then I go report. I go work at the TV station, I do my homework, and then I sleep. And I kind of just froze for a second. I was like, oh, I don't eat. And the problem is my schedule, I made that the same schedule for almost every single day. I was prioritizing the gym and my fitness over my own physical health. AKA, I was prioritizing the gym over eating. And honestly, that's a scary realization. When you're prioritizing something like that over your well-being, that is scary to come to terms with. I went back to the apartment that day and I told my ex what the therapist told me. Not gonna lie, this one still angers me to this day. He started laughing. He told me that he was right. He told me that all my problems would have just went away if I started eating and that I should have been eating a long time anyways. And I broke. Coming from someone who didn't have a job, you found it so easy to bash me on not eating, but also not offer to help me with my eating habits. It took a while after I was breaking up for me to actually start eating. And I'm not gonna lie, this is gonna sound super duper petty, but whatever. They were allergic to peanut butter. So within the first week, I was still going to the gym, but my entire diet consisted of peanut butter or surrounding peanut butter. I think the first week of us being broken up, I probably bought like 2 loaves of bread and just only ate peanut butter sandwiches. It was amazing. Honestly, recommend it to anyone. 10 out of 10. I started hanging out with my friends more, and food is such a big social dynamic. Food's always there when you're with friends. My workflow started changing. The gym started to not always be the biggest priority in my life. It started being hanging out with friends or taking care of me, whether it be just relaxing and not going to the gym, taking a nap, or dare I say it, having a meal. Crazy, isn't it? With my new significant other, he encourages me to eat whenever I want, anything I want, which honestly, that's so different to say. There's so many times where I'd be refusing to eat because I was scared. I didn't go to the gym today. I can't eat that. I didn't do enough cardio. I don't deserve to eat that. Things like that were such common phrases. And every single time I struggled, what did he do? He would sit down with me and just eat. I know it sounds dumb, but having someone to eat with you is just a comforting feeling. It makes it feel safe. I actually love watching the mukbang videos just because it feels like I have someone to eat with me. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it works. You get to see them eat all delicious food, and I get to eat with them too, so maybe my food looks just as good as theirs. Maybe they'd be jealous of what I was eating because I know I'm jealous of what they're eating. Through more food and working out less, I started getting a tummy. I got scared. I told them that I needed to stop eating. I needed to go to the gym more. I had to do whatever it took to be perfect again. And every single time I say that, I always get the same line over and over. You're not fat, you're healthy. You have a healthy tummy. I love your tummy because it means you're finally eating. You're finally taking care of yourself the way that you deserve to be taken care of you. When I tell you guys, it's crazy how one line or one phrase can change your entire perspective of things. It really can. So yeah, I am bigger. I am eating more. I am working out less, but I'm also adjusting the best I can because I have to learn that this is a new chapter of my life that I'm working on. It's a new chapter of my life that I'm walking into. I don't need to be perfect to get a job or prove how good I am at something because my actions will always speak louder than my words. Maybe I don't need to be perfect. Maybe I just need to be me because I am enough. And that's on Cupquakes.